All right, welcome to Make a Path Presents. Today on the cheapest podcast in the world, Speak Your Geek, we're going to talk about Deep in the Pee-Hole. No, wait, that's not it. The Boys Season 3. My God, I title these very strangely. I don't know about myself sometimes. Anyhow, if you're new here, we're doing this similar to how we used to do the Walking Dead live streams, where I open it up with a little bit of my personal thoughts and opinions, kind of my own review of the topic that we're discussing. Today is The Boys Season 3. Spoilers are going to be discussed. If you haven't seen it, go see it and come back. And then we're going to go into the comments after about 15 to 30 minutes. This will probably be around 15 minutes. And then we'll hear the fan feedback from you guys live. And if you're watching this afterwards when it's posted online, you can either watch the first half, which is just my thoughts and opinions, or you can stick around and see what the live audience says. Also, we just started the MAP members. We're doing gaming streams, and we're doing the Speaker Geek podcast every now and again, and the Flaw vs. All a month, one a month, yada yada, movie review. Anyway, we have a very first members only pod stream this Sunday. So if you're interested, become a member. You can find the link and the information in the community tab. When we get closer to Sunday, I'll post it. I'll probably post it Friday, an announcement of the time when we'll start on Sunday. Anyhow, let's get set up, and while we're waiting for some people to show up, I'm going to go into my thoughts and opinions for the new season. And quite simply put, I really enjoyed it a lot. There's one of my I have two big gripes coming out of it. There's a few nitpicks, but two of my biggest gripes right off the rip is Season 3 is Season 2. Structurally speaking, they gave us literally what they gave us last season, which, that's fine, okay, but after, they have to reinvent the wheel somehow. We got to go in the next season, and they really need to spice it up. Now, they spiced it up this season by introducing the superhero powers for the non-superhero characters, which that is a little bit of a nitpick. I didn't care about the argument between Butcher and Mama's Milk. I didn't care about the argument between people having superpowers and people who don't. That's like rich people trying to tell poor people, oh, but you have people that love you and real friends. What do you need all this money for? Look at me. I have all these problems with money. Because you got superheroes being like, why would you want superpowers? Well, why don't you get rid of your superpowers, you fucking idiot? I hate those conversations. I absolutely hate those arguments where somebody is, I like them to be a little more in-depth other than, superhero power's bad. The reason why I like it, though, incorporated in the story as far as the non-superheroes getting the powers, is even the initial concept of the comic, non-superheroes fighting superheroes, I thought, well, this is only going to work one of two ways without being totally dumb. Eventually, they're going to have to team up and partner with superheroes, or they're going to have to reroute it somehow to do something, yada, yada. Because it's just, after a long time, dull to not have them go. I want to see Butcher and Homelander go head-to-head. I don't want to see Homelander get somebody else to go head-to-head with him. So they corrected that here. However, let me circle back around before I get too much off track. One of my bigger issues, though, is the two biggest, one being, I want to keep that in the back of my mind to circle back around about some of the more nitpicky stuff, like the love arguments between Starlight and Huey. It kind of lost me a little bit, started gaining me some of the arguments. It felt very basic, but going back to this season being the same as season 2 structurally speaking, they bring in a new enemy superhero, which last season was the Nazi bitch, right? This season it's Soldier Boy, huge asshole, but it's worked a little bit different where the Nazi bitch was in Vought, and now the Soldier Boy is with the boys, and he's being used as a weapon. And then by the end, they get defeated Temporarily, they get put back in a locker or a safe or a holding cell and forgotten about. Now, I know, Nazi bitch was friggin', on her deathbed by the end, but it's the same principle, and then we end it out. So it is, unfortunately, it has that stale feeling of being structurally identical to season 2. And then there was also the Maeve part where they got into the fights here, and this shit is brutal, and this shit I fucking love too. Now that's boss, because you see a lot of more men get into these drag out, knock down, rip your face off, kind of butcher you type of, that sound is actually insane, fights. But to have Maeve wrecked like that, and then her sacrifice at the end was actually pretty awesome. The fight here was pretty damn hyped. Friggin' love it between all of them. However, in the very end, showcasing her surviving, I stood back a moment and I thought, oh, wait, hold on. So I'm a little lost because maybe I'm not understanding it. I thought the blast totally annihilated people. It wrecked buildings. It was like a bomb. So you're telling me Homelander's thumb could penetrate her face, yet this bomb did nothing to her except steal her powers? At first, when she was dead, I thought, wow, they actually went there. I give them props. And then they showed her alive, and I thought, you lost me. I didn't want Maeve to die, but once they committed to it, I thought, what the hell? Nothing lasts forever. It is what it is. The reason why that is extra shit is because anytime they want to bring her back, you just, shoot her up with some V. Fucking done deal. Same thing with Butcher. They make a big deal of, oh, his brain is melting, like he had much of one to begin with. But anyway, oh no, poor him. Yeah, who gives a fuck? Just shoot him up with permanent V. Do we fucking care? Are we this dull where we're like, yeah, I'm going to fall for that? I don't give a shit. If Butcher's brain is turning into black ooze, just pump him up with some permanent V and call it a day. What are we pissing around for? Like, this is such a tragedy. But regardless, some of those other elements just didn't quite hit for me. There's also, my last one that I thought gutted me was Black Noir. Now, if you're not familiar with Black Noir, this was badass though. The showdown with Homelander and Soldier Boy, who is played, I think, by that guy. Oh, and Maeve takes like the most toxic chemical nerve agent or some shit known to man, and she just throws it out of a window. She doesn't grab it and hold it as backup like any realistic individual would do. She doesn't grab it and go like, okay, well, you guys don't have it now because I'm a fucking superhero. No, she grabs one of the most toxic. What was it anyway? All I remembered was it knocked out Soldier Boy, but apparently it's like insanely lethal, and she just throws it out the window into the city. Just like, boop, there you go. And apparently it smashed open because all of them are like, yeah, we need to go get new chemicals now. What the fuck? Anyhow, so Homelander is here and he's confronted with Noir. And here I thought, okay, NECA just released the Noir action figure. Looks badass. I have the Homelander and I'm like, I'm going to get Noir. He's going to do something awesome. In the comic, he's actually, and I think I can spoil it now because they didn't do this, unfortunately, but he's actually Homelander as a clone. So he's like Homelander, another Homelander, put it that way. Anyhow, he's another Homelander, and he is Vought's backup to stop Homelander. So he's ultra badass, and he's always just like in the background, hanging out, ready for that moment when the world is like, oh my God, Homelander's going to go nuts. And then here comes Black Noir, and he just shuts Homelander down because he is Homelander. Anyhow, I am in love with that idea. The fact that Homelander's right-hand man is literally the safety net for if Homelander loses his shit and turns on society, turns on Vought. His right-hand man is there to shut him down. So fucking great. Yet they flipped it with a new backstory, a different guy, and they change him up. And he has his beef with Soldier Boy. He talks with little cartoon birds. They're doing this weird shit with the boys. And I'm like, okay, it is what it is. And then he guts him. And I'm thinking, you just gutted me. You just fucking all my hopes. And I'm like, yo, something is coming, man. And that's it. He's just gone for the rest of this episode. I don't believe Noir's dead. That would be one of the biggest wastes of a character. One of the absolute worst writing decisions you could ever possibly do is to shut him down. And here's another big problem. If they bring him back to any degree as being strong at all, unless they remodify him with V after this, because of this, and now it makes sense because Homelander ripped his guts out, betrayed him, and then he comes back, and now Homelander doesn't know it, but he's been augmented to be insanely badass. You know what I'm saying? Like, that could actually work. But it ends as if he's dead. And I fucking hate that, man. Oh, man. So between this being structurally the same as the last season, beat for fucking beat, and then you have Maeve's weird, Homelander's thumb did her damage, yet the blast did nothing but take away her powers. And then Psyche, we didn't really kill her when I thought it was pretty powerful when she did sacrifice herself. And don't forget, even if you say, well, Ronnie, she's not a superhero anymore, shoot her with V. Boom, she's instantly a superhero. So it's like a non-ending for Maeve. Anyway, and then having Homelander and Duchess back and fucking forth all the fucking time. Something stupid gets in the way just to stall it for next season. That is getting old and played out hardcore. Now that I'm ranting about a few of the negatives, which are very small in comparison to Deep Inside Your Pee Hole, they start this off with some vulgar shit. I know some people were overreacting to episode 1 where they literally show a guy shrink down and go inside someone's pee hole. And, he's exploring, and then he goes, what does he do? He does a line of coke, and then he gets the sniffles, and he sneezes, and he makes himself big again. Excuse me. He makes himself big again. I don't know how to say that. It's like the reverse, and he just explodes this guy from the dick on up. And he's being investigated at that time, so that's how, what's his name, runs in, and the girl runs in, Frenchie and the girl. And they kick it off with some head-turning, internet's gonna be talking type shit. They got some good snippy dialogue, some good interesting characters. They brought the girl, Andrea from The Walking Dead, who's played by Laura Holden, and interesting backstory with Soldier Boy. They have a little mystery there of who betrayed him. They introduce the Temp V, and again, this I like because you got the boys who are just regular humans fighting superheroes. To me, that only lasts so long. Interesting, and then it's we can only rely on Starlight so much. They have a cool moment with Starlight later on where she gets some powers. Herogasm was debauchery mixed with entertaining, but it was nowhere. I don't know if I'm touched in the head or if they hyped it up. Like, they hyped it up as if actors on set were like hurling and needed, severe psychiatric, mental, whatchamacallit, like debriefing after. Like, it was so bad, like they needed to shrink afterwards and they were sick to their stomachs. And I thought Herogasm was gonna be like, whoa, like, and I thought it was just like, okay, giant snake dick, like, oh wow. They showed some other shit, but compared to some other stuff on TV, I don't fucking know, bro. Herogasm was a little bit of a, they really hyped that up to be like some, I can't even believe this shit is on screen. And it was like, well, it's the normal boy stuff. Anyhow, a good structure to the season. Went by fast, too. Every episode made me more interested about the next. I think is definitely a solid season. One I personally liked a lot better than season 2. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was the casting of not say bitch. I shouldn't be saying that word a lot or else I'm going to get demonetized. But I don't know if it was the casting of her or the character itself. I didn't like it, It's not, I didn't hate it. I didn't find it interesting. The casting for Soldier Boy was right on the money. I thought they did that fan-frickin-tastic. He had a great amount of sarcasm and attitude. It is just great. Yeah, it's just great. Even the fighting. One thing I dig, Homelander fucked your wife. One thing that gets me with superheroes, and last thing I'll say before we go into the fan feedback, is where I think current day superhero fights go wrong is gravity and impact and force and all this. Now, you take the superheroes. Now, it's personal preference all the way. Sometimes they do it in this, and I love it. Sometimes they warp back to the old school. Like when a superhero punches somebody, you would think, okay, that person's going to like fly 100 feet or explode. I mean, in all reality, a superhero punch is probably going to shatter bones and then you'll flop like 10 feet back. You're not going to fly 40 feet in the air because a hit with that type of impact is probably going to split you apart, rip off your arm before it throws you 50 feet in the air. But when superhero punches superhero, I know they make it to where like Zod punches Superman and he flies through like 50 buildings. I always hated that because it didn't make sense. Superman can fly. So if Zod punches him and he flies through a few buildings, was Superman temporarily knocked out for a second? I mean, was Superman trying to fly, but the punch was so hard that, as he was flying, it slowed him? I fucking can't stand that. I prefer my superhero fights to actually look like two humans are fighting. And the hits are hard, they're thudding, but you notice some background tells. Like a Soldier Boy punches Dutch, and instead of, Dutch flying through 17 buildings, you see the ground give way and crack and like where their feet are. When they hit walls and one gets hit, instead of them going through 17 walls, you see like the metal bend, where they're at. Shit like that, little subtle telltale signs, I dig a lot. And that, like I said, they do it mixed here. Sometimes it's the environment that gives way and the superheroes are like, equally like just thudding. And it looks authentic authentic mixed with, entertaining that I find interesting. And they don't go too crazy, but sometimes they do where, however, in those cases, Butcher might be getting his ass beat, and it does make sense because he's just getting walloped and then thrown through a desk and thrown through a wall. The mix of that I really enjoy, especially with these superhero fights. Some of the more interesting and fun to watch fights between superheroes that I find out there. Now, the last thing, my personal preference, this is a little too satire for, I'm still holding out hope that we one day get a tamed down boys in a different movie, show, whatever, about superheroes that takes the realistic debauchery that would be superheroes, but adds some more horror elements. But they don't lean into the satirical side of it. It's not a comedy. It's more like a dark, gritty, horrific superhero movie. One day, that's where my eye is. That's what I'm hoping for as far as entertainment. That we at least get that once. However, until then, The Boys is definitely going to do. It's entertaining, it's fun, it has great action with superheroes, and I give it a high recommend. Each season, I think one is top notch. Weirdly enough, though, one isn't like Stranger Things season 1 where it's like iconic. One is great, but I feel like they can beat one. Absolutely. I'm honestly on the fence. I might even like 3 more than 1, to be real with you. Anyway, that's my thoughts and opinions for The Boys season 3. I kept saying season 4. I think I was confused with Stranger Things. But let me go into the live chat and see what you guys have to say. Doomsday's Crypt re-upped his membership for 35 months. Thank you very much for re-upping. Just to let you guys know, if we hit the members goal, we have some rewards coming up with keeping the members only streams, and then we have if you're into the gaming stuff, we have co-op gaming that could potentially pop off if we hit the goal. I think we need about 26 more members by the end of July, middle of the next month. So let me know if you want to become a member, or just don't even let me know. Just if you want to become a member, I'm going to make a little tag or so that we know. I want to keep these under, but if someone asked if we do hit the tips goal, we'll do an extra after party stream, but we will keep this under an hour no matter what. But Doomsday's Crypt, thank you very much for continuing your membership. He says, I don't think he's dead either. They only said Queen Maeve on news. I'm guessing splice some Soldier Boy in him. Whatever they got to do. It made it look like they were storing Soldier Boy away. So, whatever they got to do, just bring Black Noir back. But I'm a little disappointed he got pushed to the back or to the side for now. Nicholas Ransom said, remember, Kimiko took a direct hit from the beam and didn't die. I think its main function is taking powers. I don't personally buy that. I remember she didn't die. She was wounded, and I don't think she took a direct shot. We can go back and look. I remember her taking like just a little like blast off to the side of it, and didn't it tear her open? And another thing is, here's the problem with that. If all it does is take powers away, then why is it a bomb that destroys buildings and it actually killed superheroes at Herogasm? I mean, it killed, what did they say on the news? Like 70 people are dead or whatever the fuck they said at Herogasm. We'll go back and look. But like I said, from her taking the hit, I wish I knew what one that was. From her taking the hit, I like him. Paul Reiser, is that his name? He's great in this too. A little smart ass, smug little shithead. I don't know if they're gonna do I don't know when they did the Herogasm. Oh. Yeah, I don't know where they get to the. I know somewhere they said it. Okay, only 12 people are dead. But the point is, it blows buildings and it kills superheroes and regular human beings. This is probably not a good picture to end on. Sometimes I like what they're doing with the speedrunner as well. What's his name? This guy. And then sometimes I really don't care what they're doing with him. Yeah. Um. Let me see. Do we get a better version of Brightburn with Homelander, Sun in season 4? I hope so. Black Noir is just a title in the show, apparently. I was so shocked with that scene because I thought there was no way they would just kill off Noir like that. Same. The blast definitely killed other heroes. A Herogasm saying that Soldier Boy's PTSD explosion doesn't kill any Supers is BS. The other members of the Seven don't even know Black Noir is dead. Well, no, they do. Remember, two of them do. Homelander sat him down. The Deep, and why can't I remember his name? The Flash guy. It's on the tip of my tongue. I just, where your brain doesn't make the connection. Those, they know. But other than that, I don't think anyone else knows. And the girl knows, who rips out her hair. Where would I rank this season as favorite compared to the others? I'm not really sure right now, just because I never rewatched season 1. I would probably go 1, 3, 2. But I did like this up there with 1, though. But I would have to rewatch 1. So it's a close one. Laurie Holden. Yeah, that's it. Two superpowered dudes punching each other across the world with no signs of any injury is why I'm so excited for the upcoming season of Invincible, because the fights for that comic are ridiculous. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, there's definitely people that enjoy Superman getting punched and thrown across, and then there's other fans who, I remember, oh my God, years ago, me and my brother talked about how cool it would be to do a real, just gritty version of the death of Superman. And, he had this amazing idea he was talking about in one of the very final scenes where, I forget what it was now, but it was like a combination of some of the last bits of Superman's power after he blasts Doomsday and then flying through to him. His, beams burning him himself. I forget how he put it, but having the blood coming from his eyes and then being angry and pissed and flying at him, all bruised and battered like the comics, suit all ripped up. I feel like they really baby them now, And it's funny because you take a gritty, and I'm sorry, but I get frustrated when people talk about the Dark Knight being like gritty and I don't know. Like when I talk about gritty and dark, the Dark Knight is like fucking Sesame Street. When I talk about dark and gritty, I'm talking about like, take a Batman movie and you make it like it's motherfucking. What's a good way to? What would be a good? I want to say the right thing, but I'm talking like, no, no. It's still great. Those were great. But when they make Joker, when they make the Batman, when they make them where they're not, aimed at just kiddie family movies, they do really well. It's possible to do dark, grimy, gory, realistic, bloody, and that's so much better, man. When you view it, you're so much more invested, shocked. Even younger kids, like when I was younger, the reason why I got into Batman so much is because Batman truly is, people forget this, but it is like the TV show, the goofy, corny, cheesy Batman TV show with Adam West, but made dark as fuck, If you look at all the little trinkets and how they act and how they interact with other characters, the sets and the world, it's like somebody took the Batman Adam West show and made it dark as fuck, That is Batman 89. and Batman Returns. And I loved it. As a kid, I wanted more of it. Because like I said before, and this is tried and true, if you're 8, you want to watch what 12-year-olds are watching. If you're 12, you want to watch what 15 is watching. If you're 15, you want to watch what 18's watching. Kids are always aiming up. They're always curious. They're like feeding. They're like little parasites feeding off of what's more adult, what's higher for them. Not a lot of times, unless they're like 8 and under, you can usually feed them their own for the most part, and they'll dig it. But they're often looking for those gems that are higher up, out of their reach. I was pissed when Butcher sacrificed everything but his team in danger to kill Homelander just to change his mind at the last minute and turn on Soldier Boy. Yeah, some of those I get frustrated. I'm fine as long as it's going somewhere, but I get frustrated with it because all this other shit, and you just say, oh no, little boy that's not even mine's in trouble. Just throw the fucking kid out of a window, and then, you're a superhero. He's about to blast Homelander. Fucking yank the kid, chuck him out the window, and call it a fucking day. He's a goddamn superhero. What, is he gonna get hurt? Homelander gave him a pat on the back and threw him off a fucking roof, and he just brushed it off. Like, Butcher, you talk a big talk and you walk a big walk, but sometimes the writers write you like a giant pussy. Anyway, Paul Reiser in 2 of the best shows, Aaron. Yeah, Paul Reiser is great and different in both Stranger Things and The Boys. In Stranger Things, he's a down-to-earth, caring doctor, scientist. And in this, he is a scumbag entertainment marketing guy, Great. If anyone's confused about Soldier Boy's, because I do see people talking about Soldier Boy's powers, they confirm it in the show with his powers. He doesn't need superheroes to be around. He doesn't need all that. He legit has the power to blow, and they have it triggered. In the show they're trying to get it triggered as a weapon, but the reason he's blowing up is his PTSD, and it's uncontrollable. So he is designed to be a weapon, but his PTSD leaves him to be uncontrollable. But he doesn't need soups. He doesn't suck their powers. He could just blow. He's ready to blow at any time, if anyone was confused on that, as I see people talking in chat. But he's supposed to be a bomb that will take away your powers. If they lose their powers in the middle of an explosion, it hurts them, so I think Maeve should have died too. A train is back, baby. Oh, A Train, that's it. Yeah, that's right. I think oh, that's right. At the end of the season, you had the girl say something, and the guy threw something at him, and Homelander slapped him with a laser to the face. Didn't he take his fucking face off? I love that. Some of these characters too, they are pretty irrational. Dude, kill Homelander, yank. Get the boy out of there. All right, fuck it. I don't give a shit. I don't think he gives a shit. Why does he care? Who gives a fuck? And with how he acted with Homelander, and he's like, I wish I could have, turned you into not a giant pussy bitch. Butcher is smart enough to go, yo, that's your grandson. You wanted the opportunity to raise him, knowing he would backstab him later. And he's like, don't worry, your grandson. Keep him alive. Raise him to be the man you want him to be. Fucking kill Homelander. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, Butcher. Did you lose your fucking brains? You can manipulate this guy. Get the fuck out of here. Starlight scene was pretty badass, though. Ashley's such a bitch. I want her to die, too. I can't play that. The music will get popped easy. Yeah, where's that one? Here it is. Yeah, that guy's such a bitch. They do make it, they do that satire a little much, though. But it is what it is. As long as it's not like, picking a side, make fun of everybody. That's the way to keep it the best. Just let's make fun of everybody. Because once you start picking a side, you start over, the balance of your comedy starts to get lopsided, and it doesn't hit the way it does when it's open up to everybody. I hate Digital Blood. Digital Blood is absolute ass. I think where they go wrong with Digital Blood is they modify it to be, they think of it as like a garbage sack full of liquid. And when you see the Digital Blood, a lot of it is thick, like globs of liquid. If I was ever to, luckily enough, be involved in an indie production and we were forced to do Digital Blood, I would push the best we can to do like Mist. Because Mist is probably some of the best. All this sloppy, just globs of blood flopping around looks absolutely terrible. If you have to do it, do Mist. Obviously, come up with something a little more clever, but sometimes it's unavoidable. I didn't hear anything about Halloween Ends. We're only going to keep this about the boys, though, so moving forward, if I ignore anyone's... we have an open podcast coming up soon. I don't want the boys to turn into, hey, let's talk about everything not the boys. No offense. Let's just keep it the boys. But Josh, we're going to have an open podcast coming up the end of this week. Digiblood looks like coagulated blood. Digiblood looks like digi shit. Nah, I hear you, though. Like the Blood and Blade, very fake. I hate Starlight's voice. She always talks with the same tone in every scene, with every emotion at the same speed, and it drives me crazy. She was good in one moment where I was like, yo, she was extra good there. And I forget, I think it was a moment she was being... I think it was when they got to Herogasm. I think that was the one time where I was actually, like, impressed with the actress. Now, I don't mind the actress the way you seem to do, which I'm not blaming you. I don't like... the voice of the girl from fucking season 2. It's nothing against her. Part her, part the character. I don't know why she has this stunned face. Where's that volume at?
70th anniversary of Herogasm? God.
You're right there. I mean, that little part was probably some of the best. I think it was because it was out of her. I don't know. It was out of her. I don't know. Just what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say comfort zone, but because I don't know. But it's out of what's usual for Starlight. But I think that one little scene here, in general, with her, she does a great job. Looks and all, like these goofy little. Because she's got some shock that she's trying to hold back. Faces she makes. This scene in particular, she does this a couple times where you can kind of see, something poking through. Maybe they should lean into that more and just flesh out Starlight's character a little more. Have her just... under the pressure, just get a little snippy, a little smart-assy. And they do it from time to time, but let her come out a little more. I mean, that little moment there, I think the actress crushed it. Trippy Hipster said it. Admittedly, that scene was a highlight for her. It was like a spike in the flat line. Yeah, I think maybe if there's a chance for them to incorporate more of her, like this, not all the time, but throw bits in there, because again, she's a little frustrated, she's got a lot going on. which character had the best development this season? Well, I think probably, I don't know. I mean, the best, that's tricky because Huey had some real annoying issues dealing with, parts of it I understood him not wanting to feel like he's useless, or being useless. And I do like how they turned it around where he had a moment to become a superhero or use his brain, and he said, okay, give me a second, and he turned up all the power, and he gave Starlight the ability to overcharge and just fly. That shit was pretty badass. But overall, the character development, not complaining, but was a bit soft. There was so much going on, though, I don't really worry about it too much, because we got that bit of whatchamacallit, of Butcher, but it was only in the one episode, and it was about his little brother, and it did connect to him and Huey, and you did get more of Mother's Milk. For some reason, that didn't hit for me at all, though. I don't know. I'm gonna have to say it depends on what they do with it, and I don't even like the character as much, but probably A-Train. It's not that I don't like the actor. I like the actor, actually. It's just the character is a real shit person, But it's not wholly interesting. Sometimes he feels shit just because he doesn't know how to do anything other than be a shitty person. But he had that moment with Huey where he was like, yeah, man, I'm just a fucking piece of shit. I'm sorry. Yeah, I agree. They should kill off one of the boys. Yeah, neck deep in an octopus. That was fucked up, bro. More Homelander's human side. I enjoy when he was actually caring for, like, Ryan. Yeah, I like when they do more complex, when they focus on the more complexities of the characters. Like, even when he started the fight with Maeve, it makes you wonder, is it just because they have history together? I mean, he genuinely at first was like, Maeve, I could kill you. What are you, stupid? Stop it. I don't want to kill you. And he had no reason to spare her. I mean, they already got rid of her in a rehab. Maybe he didn't want to kill her because he doesn't want to deal with covering up her death, But how hard would it be? No, Soldier Boy killed her. She came back from rehab. We had this amazing moment, this reunion, and Soldier Boy killed her. Rest in peace, Maeve. He could have killed her, but he had that moment where he said, Maeve, chill. Just fucking chill. I like those moments because it does add to the character and it does make you wonder. Now, given we already know with Soldier Boy, that was totally selfish. He, enjoys some kind of, feeling of that nostalgia of the past and what that felt like. And that he gets that from Maeve. So obviously for his own selfishness, he didn't want to kill her. You know what I'm saying? But it does work for the character. And I would like to see them run with that a little more. Because honestly, some of the best direction they can go with Homelander is to move him away from being evil. The reason I say that is because imagine Homelander genuinely has a, I want to be loved. Like, I have been a piece of shit. Here's the great part, though. He's done so much you can't forgive him. And you can't put him in jail, So there's only one thing to do, kill him. But now you're killing somebody who is actively trying to live a good life. The complexity there is far better than Homelander just being evil, just continuing. Because in that case, it's like, well, yeah, you got to go kill him. But imagine if Homelander's trying to be a real deal hero now. But here's the thing, he's already done so much fuck. He took down a plane of civilians. 2 planes. He can't walk away. You can't walk from that. You got to be punished. In my opinion, turning Homelander into a real deal hero and then having them still try to kill him is far more gripping and entertaining than it is. Because imagine watching somebody who changed their ways, but they've already done so much fucked up shit where it's like you can't be forgiven. You can't skate on that. Would you agree or disagree that the cast makes The Boys that much better than a lot of other shows out there on TV? I think cast has a lot to do with it, but honestly, even with good cast, if you do not have an interesting story and a budget to flow and keep it fresh, you're not going to do anything with it. You need a combination. That's what I have to... Part of me agrees there's an importance on the cast, absolutely, but another part of me disagrees because these are truly about a combination. It's a recipe. It's not one spice. Making a good show, a good movie, especially a good show, it's truly a recipe with a good enough budget, good enough cast, good enough story. You got to intertwine all that shit and you make a lasagna, instead of just being like, here's a box of noodles. They could be the most expensive, incredible box of noodles ever. I don't want to eat a box of noodles. I want some fucking lasagna, That's my opinion, anyhow. Yeah, I think for they should have shown his reasoning for killing Soldier Boy in one go instead of throwing random flashbacks and having him explain it through one word. Yeah, I thought, honestly, maybe starting it out with something with a little boy and his grandfather and then just give us a quick scene. A good writer, a good director could write that and film that and get you to be like, oh, that's sweet, him and his grandfather. And then, boom, hit us with the tragedy. And then the reveal, before we have time to even start predicting what's what. And then reveal, oh shit, that was Soldier Boy. Oh, fuck, man. That's deep. Now I know why. They did it so slow, I lost interest in his backstory. I'm not going to shit you. I shit you not, I should say. I didn't give a fuck by the time they laid it all out. Okay, your grandfather's dead, boo. Go kill him. Shut the fuck up. No, we could see a public homicidal Homelander. It's definitely the likely direction they'll go. Yeah, it kind of does feel like there's 2 things you can get from Homelander. People think his power kind of went down this season as compared to before. But somebody mentioned this the other day about how he felt weaker. And I thought, you know what? Part of it could be, I have to rewatch it. But honestly, part of it could be the fact that, Homelander is just stronger. So that level of fear was so magnified that when the reality came to it, even Maeve, like Homelander, like Maeve could make him bleed. And I'm fine with that. I don't care. I don't care about any type of, whatever. I like that, actually. But Homelander's shock there, and even Maeve's like kind of like confident surprise, like, fuck yeah, I did that. If you look at it as there was so much fear and hopelessness in fighting him, yet the anger here overrode that to such a degree where she was like, holy shit, he's not as strong as I thought. He's definitely going to fucking beat my ass, but he is not, going to mop the floor at me instantly. And he was holding back, don't forget. Anyway, if they do kill someone from the boys, who would you want to go? It has to do something story-wise. It'd probably be Frenchie, in all honesty. It would stop the storyline of them leaving dead in its track. It would make Kim a little more interested in, can I call her Kim? Has anyone called her Kim? Kimiko? What is her name? More interested in revenge, send her down a dark path, more alone kind of, then you need to bring her back in the group as far as one of the group. Butcher, it would ruin the show, I think, right now. Huey would kind of make some serious ripples. It could be very daring to do, but I think it hurts the show more than it helps it. Probably Frenchie and Mother's Milk, or Kim. Frenchie and Mother's Milk, or Kimiko. Why do I feel like I'm not saying that name right? I'm going to call her Kim. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, the cast is pretty solid for the show. We're at the end of the stream, though, so any last-minute questions or thoughts about The Boys Season 3, let me know. Other than that, we're going to shut it down, and tomorrow we're going to have a gaming stream up for a little bit, I hope. And then Friday we have, I don't know, we'll see. I don't want to make any promises, but we should have a stream up. I don't know what kind of stream yet. Now that Homelander sees that much of the public is okay with him killing a civilian, I think he's not going to give a fuck about his image anymore. Oh, yeah, I was not taking that into consideration, but that's what I mean by that is the direction he will go. My interest in seeing a Homelander focused more on being a real deal hero, that's simply just what I think would be far more complex and interesting storytelling moving forward. But that's most likely not what they're going to do. So don't confuse that. That's definitely not a prediction because I don't think they're going that direction. I think they're going to ramp up. Honestly, they could ramp up on him being a killer more this season and then pull the rug and do something crazy next season, which I think could actually not just add but extend the series itself. Yeah, 132. I like that. That Deep was forced to eat an octopus. I love that. Just because Deep is such a scum character, I can't wait to see him. Like, I don't want any redemption arc for Deep. I want to see him brutally slain. But I love the fact that, especially, he shows up. And that was something I thought made Starlight look like a fucking idiot. Sorry. Just the way it is, you know. He shows up and he's like, here, gobble on this. And Starlight's like, fine, I want to be a superhero. Gargle, gargle, gargle. She gargles away. And then he has to gargle away himself on an octopus that he can hear. I fucking love that. He's all like, what did he say? He's like, I can hear him scream or something. That's fun. You know, they show us the birds in the cartoon that Black Noir can see, and we really should have saw or heard what the octopus, like, from Deep's perspective. It would have been so fucking good. I wonder what they're going to do with that hitchhiking escaped soup from season 2. At this rate, I don't know if they will do anything. I mean, honestly, the best bet is to keep it on the back burner if they need a soup and they want to tie it into the show. Timmy the Octopus. That would probably be the best bet. Did anyone know what episode that was? The soup. Oh my god, I don't remember what that was. Yeah, it's a good storyline too with her, the girl that Huey was working for. Oh, this was real dumb. Not in the show, but of the character. Homelander shows Starlight that he's not fucking around. And Homelander killed killed her old friend, her old flame. Well, part of it was the dude's fault. I mean, he goes up to someone he barely knows. He thinks he sees an opportunity, and he spills everything out. The moment he spilled everything out, I was like, you just killed yourself, bro. It doesn't take anyone, any idiot can see you made a vital mistake. If he gets out of this alive, he's going to be lucky. And sure enough, he's dead 5 minutes later. It's like, bro, what were you thinking? You should have always went in and just laid the seed. Don't give all the fucking information. Just laid the seed. Yeah, man, that's fucked up. Something should be done. I don't know. How does he feel about it? Don't just go, hey, I see Homelander was mean to you. Here's all the information about a revolution. What do you think? I'll let you know. Give me 5 minutes. I'm dead. Yeah, Supersonic. He was beta as fuck. I mean, I did like him when he said, you were there for me when I was really down. There's no way I'm going to run and leave you when you need help. Because they could have went, a love triangle way, which I thought would have been just, I don't have time for that. We got too much shit going on. It's not interesting. So I did like his character for that. The moment, though, he gave away all the goods, I was like, you're an idiot. What the fuck are you doing? They did that last season with the Deep. His Gliss talked to him. No, Damien. This season, when he came back to the boys, after, what did we just watch? It was after that. This season they did it. They might have done it. You might be talking about something else they did last season. But after the pretty boy died, they gave the position to the Deep as a return. Not after, but at the same time they brought the pretty boy on. And they gave Deep a welcome back dinner. And they forced him to eat octopus. Where the fuck was it? How do I not find it, man? But it was definitely this season. The one that we're talking about. Is it really that? It's not Hero-gasm, is it? Well, here's them. He's talking to the Deep. I wish I remembered who was there. I think it's after that. It's got to be 7. It fucking has to be. Unless it's earlier. Oh, come on. I don't fucking know. I'm not going to search everywhere for it, but... it was fucking funny, though.
I would say you fucks are open. I did.
There's no way. Wait. No. I think this is where he fucks the octopus.
Over everything.
He's like, no. I think he said, what does he say? Like, touch his tentacle or something? She's like, nope, no, fuck it, I'm out. I don't even remember Starlight's plan, actually. What was Starlight's plan? I think kill Homelander is the only way to go. At the end of episode 3, somebody said. Man, it's that early on? It felt later. Oh, yeah, it is. You're right. You're right. This is it. I can't play it, though. But yeah, look at his face. The tentacles slap on his face like, please don't eat me. Yeah, I think he says he's praying. He could be saying he's spraying, though. uh, oh, he's got to say he's spraying because then the ink comes out. Look at the Ashley's face. That is Ashley, isn't it? The actor did a good job. His eyes, he's like gagging for real. Fucking twisted. Homelander's the shit, yo. He's got kids. All right, yeah, I can't play anymore because every time I play a little bit too much in the live stream, it gets fucking slapped with a copyright. All right, guys, I gotta go. Thank you very much for hanging out with me for the boys. We're gonna do an open discussion coming up. Keep an eye out if you're interested on memberships. Keep an eye out for the members only. You won't be able to see it unless you're a member, but we will do this Friday-ish. I'll let you know what time we're going to stream the members only live stream for Sunday, and that'll be the 17th. So if you're not a member, become a member by Friday. It'll be in the community tab, and I'm sure I'll mention it in one of the gaming streams on Friday or Saturday. All right, Ashley deleting that file. Going to get her a laser beam in the first episode next season. I hope so. All right, have a good night, everybody.